Mom slows down our rental car and pulls up to the curb in front of Grandma's gray stucco house. Grandma's waving from the front porch, the strings of her starched apron blowing in the breeze. Leaping out of the car, I run to hug her, barely taking the time to wave goodbye to my mom. We head inside, where Grandma already has pancake batter in a bowl, to which I add the chocolate chips. The large windows and sliding glass door of her California kitchen are wide open to allow maximum exposure to the sunshine and cool breeze. Grandma lets me flip the pancakes and doesn't seem to mind when they turn into gooey blobs. As we munch our semi-deformed pancakes, the TV sings the catchy jingles of morning cartoons. After we dump the dishes in the sink, we walk to the park across the street. Giant trees with rough bark and big, flat leaves shade the path we walk on, around a wide open field dotted with wildflowers. Hand in hand, we stroll. I stop frequently to pick up a pine cone or a flower, to investigate pretty stones on the path or chase after a bird. But Grandma's patience is never tested. We return home, where the dryness of our peanut butter sandwiches is countered by the sweetness of cool lemonade. We spend the afternoon digging in my grandma's prized garden. When the new flowers are all planted, Grandma and I exchange a smile, mine toothy and still sticky with the remnants of my peanut butter, hers more demure, but warm. In a few years, when all of my teeth have had a chance to grow in, we will realize that our smiles are the same, complete with chiclet-shaped front teeth. Right now, though, we head back inside to wash up. We end the day curled up on the chartreuse velvet couch opposite the picture window that faces the street. When my mom arrives, I don't want to leave, but I'm exhausted. It's been another wonderful day with Grandma. At least, that's how I imagine it would go. I have no such memories of my grandma, of taking walks or gardening. Beyond babbling in my crib, I'm not sure my grandma had many memories of me either. She suffered from early onset dementia, the signs of which began appearing at the time of my birth. Despite her lack of awareness, my mother insisted on frequent trips to visit Grandma. It was on one of these visits that one of my few real memories of her was formed. At this point, with a dozen years of hindsight, I'm not even sure it's a real memory. I've mythologized it and replayed it so many times that it has become legend. On this particular day, my aunt, mom, and I had completed a renovation of the backyard at my grandma's house, and we couldn't wait to show her. When it came time to take the detritus of our project to the dump, I refused to go. Somehow, my mom and aunt came to the conclusion that I could stay at the house with my grandma while they went to the dump. The situation sounds a little scary, but my grandparents' house was in a safe neighborhood with trusted friends and neighbors on all sides, so Grandma and I were safe ensconced in front of A Baby Story on TLC. We watched the story of a couple's pregnancy and the birth of their child play out on TV without speaking. I didn't know how to talk to the woman sitting next to me, calmly stroking creases out of her pants and folding and unfolding her hands. I did not know what to say, and even if I said something, would she know how to respond? After the first episode was over, I thought the second one would go better with snacks. My single aunt's kitchen was severely lacking in snacks for children. The Diet Coke, veggies, and cheese wheels in the fridge didn't interest me. Rooting around in the cabinets, I found a bag of chocolate chips that had probably been there since before my grandpa died. This would do perfectly. I grabbed the bag and marched back to the couch, proud that I was taking care of Grandma by providing a snack. Every time I reached for a chip, I placed one in my grandma's hand as well. My efforts at fairness were precise. I took a handful and then counted the same amount into my grandma's flat palm. She would eagerly put the chips in her mouth, savoring the sweetness on her tongue. She would smile as the chips melted in her mouth and then hold out her hand for more. We continued in this happy pattern while we watched the story of another family, and then another. On a commercial, immediately after the baby had been born, my grandma turned to me and said, "Oh, you're having a baby?" At first, I was a little startled that Grandma was speaking. She didn't talk much, and when she did, it usually didn't make any sense. I was patient in my response. "No, Grandma, the lady on TV is having a baby." My comment did not seem to register with her. Perhaps she did not know that Grandma referred to her. "I know you're scared, honey," she said, patting my hand, "but don't worry. Just be sure to love them, and they'll turn out all right." At the time, the moment was not as significant as it seems now. I just assumed her comments were a product of her poor muddled brain. In later years, I had nothing but questions about the moment. Was my grandma really in there? Did she know that she would not be present to see me have children of my own? Did she feel the need to share the most fundamental things she had learned about motherhood with her only granddaughter before it was too late? Since the age of 4, my primary goal in life has been to be a mommy. Did this magnificent woman somehow understand our mutual love of children and on a metaphysical level, through the confines of her disease, come into herself long enough to share her best advice? These are questions I will never know the answers to. I'm not even sure that I want to know. Part of the meaning is held in the mystery of the memory. You can bet, though, that when I do have children of my own, I'll remember her words. Even if I'm scared to death, I know that if I just love them, they'll turn out all right.